What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to Streamcast, a show on the internet. We watch the latest and greatest stuff on streaming services. With you guys, I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, it's going good. How about you?
I'm doing great. How are you feeling to be back here talking about essentially your favorite character in the world, Moon Knight?
Yeah,
because you're a Batman fan.
yeah, basically inverted Batman.
Same thing.
Yeah, I need to ask, how do you feel about this show?
This episode I kind of liked a little bit more.
I like this episode a lot. I still don't know how I feel about the show.
Yeah, the show's still in the same sort of area. I'm not like raving about it. I'm constantly thinking whenever I'm watching a TV show, I'm like, when does Kenobi come out?
Right. That's the one thing I'm really looking forward to. Right? Yeah.
It's a bad thing to say about any show if you're thinking about what other shows are coming out.
Yeah, Kenobi, I think, is the Streamcast we're all looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Go on.
I was gonna say, like you said last week, few notes.
Yeah,
1 page for me.
not a lot for me.
Yeah, I feel like this episode had a lot of things going on, but
it did have
very
a lot
easily
more
explained.
Yeah, very easy to just like not glance over, but like set up really quickly and just talk about the progression. The ending.
Yes. That's going to be something to discuss right there.
Yes, it is.
Should we talk about it first, or should we talk about it?
All I'm going to say, I'll summarize like my general thoughts of it was,
cool.
It was a cool change of pace. Like I didn't mind that.
Yes.
It was, however, very jarring. And now I'm really confused. Like really confused.
Yeah.
And not in a, like, oh, I wonder what they'll do, but in a, I know I'm dumb, but I'm not this dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm confused as well because I feel like I should talk about it when we come to it.
Let's just crack on.
All right, let's first of all start by thanking our super bros who make this shit possible. The great people over at patreon.com/conversations.
Right.
Thank you all for the support over there. Our bros Diogo, Dildo, Isak the Ultimate Cumsock, Sabine from Smallville, the Star Wars Encyclopedia, Adam Sunling, Catsbud the Friendly Patron, Jeremy Runner, that's right, an official Avenger, Super Sus Ben Fryer, the Filthy FIFA Fanatic Joe McCormack, Clark the 53rd, My Juicy Left Nut, the super sexy producer Sean, Jack Nicholas, that's his legal name.
That's his legal name. We spoke to his mum.
We did.
She's a little bit confused, but...
Yeah, she's confused, but usually that's how she is when the morning after.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry we went a whole step further. Kevin, the number one simp. Didn't even do the...
I was looking at my notes.
Well, Sheps ruined it, okay? Kevin, the number one simp of Xbox, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin.
He looks forward to it every week.
That's right. And Audio Virgins, this time, you can... What's the opposite of suck? Blow it. Because I normally say suck it.
You can blow it.
Still bad for you. Get fricked.
Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on there.
And
everything going over
No,
there.
wait, not gaming. Not gaming.
Streaming.
Other thing, here on the flagship show of the FPN.
That's right. The FPN is up because of you guys.
It's true.
All right, yes. Let's kick it into... What's up? Are you okay?
No, I'm trying to... Because sometimes my chick texts me or calls me and I can like get rid of the call and be like, yo, I'm recording. And my WhatsApp's not working on my laptop. Doesn't matter.
Here we go. Let's kick it off with episode 4 of Moon Knight, The Tomb. This one makes sense this time.
Yeah, this one is like, oh, cool. It's about a tomb. That makes sense.
Yes.
The map of the tomb doesn't make sense. I just want to say that.
On the eye thing,
yeah.
we're going to get to that.
Okay,
we're going to get to
good.
that. But okay. So, they go... starts off exactly where they... it starts off with one of the god avatar guys.
The main bra.
Yeah, carrying Khonshu's stone statue. He's in there locked away, and he puts it on a wall with a bunch of other gods that have been locked away in stone. And it's sort of like very like, okay, so these gods have internal beef as well.
There's a lot of politics going on in it.
Yeah, and it looks like in prison forever. Okay, bye.
It did also, because in the last episode we said, were there more gods? We weren't sure. Now we've seen it, so yeah, there were.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Good to know. Then we get the opening Marvel cinematics and whatnot. I like the music that they put with this one.
It's good. But there's a lot of... The thing, this is the worst thing, is there's a lot of good.
Yeah.
and about the show, and I just can't figure out if I like it.
I'm going to say something, actually, that caught me a lot of flack online, actually.
Okay.
I'm feeling a lot about that in regards to the MCU in general.
Oh,
I saw the Thor Love and Thunder trailer.
I'm glad you said something, because I was going to say something. I thought, you know what, I'm normally Mr. Negativity, but I was going to make a tweet, and I saw yours and stopped. I was literally going to say, I'm going to skip this one.
Let me know what you guys think about the Thor Love and Thunder trailer right in the middle of a Streamcast episode.
Right, of course.
In the comment section below, because I said, it looks flashy. I'm sure it'll be a fine movie, but I missed like the Civil Wars and the Avengers Infinity Wars, the ones with actual meaning and gravitas to it.
I also feel like
Don't feel like this is that much.
Taika, sorry, we'll get back to Moon Knight, I swear. Taika hit on the nail on the head with the third Thor movie, Ragnarok,
Yeah.
because it was a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
But the Taika Thor is just comedy relief at this point, and that's not who Thor is. And I don't like that.
It seems like, there's that one joke about the was it the Batman, when the Batman came out? There were MCU stands that were like, yeah, the Batman was fine, but like, where was the comedy and where was the gags? And it's like,
exactly where they were supposed to be in other stuff, not in the Batman.
it's what the MCU's become now. It's just comedy and gags. That's what it's all.
So I'm with you. I think I'm going to kind of take a pass on a few of these.
I'm probably going to watch it because I'm that guy that wants to be in the conversation of everything. But
I'm not going to.
I don't
be
see much
talking about how hype I am for it. Yeah.
I'd see more hype for Doctor Strange movie, actually.
Me
I
too.
feel like it's going to be a bit more. Anyway, back to Moon Knight. So
Stephen's still napping in the sand.
Yes. He's unconscious in the sand, and some guys apparently followed them to that point in the sand as well.
This whole section was very strange to me.
Yes.
Like all of Layla, in fact, Layla's stuff in this whole episode is a bit weird.
Very strange. She just becomes like this mercenary almost out of nowhere.
Right.
Anyway, some guys follow. They begin opening fire. They manage to go over one of the sand hill dooms or whatever, and they roll down. Stephen was unconscious and she can't carry him, obviously.
Yeah.
She runs over to the car, hides in the car, very Jurassic Park-esque, sort of like...
There's a couple of Jurassic Park-esque things. Even though they know she's there, she manages to hide in the car.
Where could she be?
Oh, look, there's someone there by the car. Huh, where did she go?
Yeah, they like she opens up a flare to like distract from shooting, I guess, Stephen unconscious and
So
whatnot.
that's one thing. Maybe it's like, okay, she's going to save Stephen.
Yeah.
But like, what's the plan here? Because
What's
she's
the
like,
next
Jurassic Park, hey, over here. You know, that kind of thing. And then they start shooting her and she's like, oh, I didn't plan for this contingency. What do I do? And then drops a flare and then also hides again behind the car and they can't find her.
Hides again behind the car, but I think she like drops the flare. But then she grabs another flare and like throws it into the back where an open case of ammunition is just lying.
And apparently fireworks.
Instantly lights the ammunition and fireworks, whatever's in there, and they start blowing up. And she just watches it. She's just like, oh, cool. Not going to take cover.
Yeah.
Cool.
As you do. They all die, luckily.
Luckily.
But she didn't kill anyone.
She didn't. That's why
Because
she's a
she
good
doesn't
girl.
kill.
She's a good girl.
That's Layla's thing. Layla, symbol of hope, doesn't kill. You know, we know this, right?
Exactly.
She's justice. She polices the streets of Gotham. We all know, right?
Exactly.
But she doesn't kill people.
Unlike Moon Knight.
Unlike Moon Knight.
And
He
his
kills bare
counterpart,
people.
Batman. Yeah, and the ammunition goes off. Stephen then wakes up randomly.
That was lucky, innit?
Lucky timing, and they hop in the truck and they start going along. And they talk about how they're going to have to deal with Khonshu and stuff like that. But later saying, "Oh, we need the suit back. We need Khonshu back. I need to speak to Mark." And he's like, "No. When Khonshu was gone, once Khonshu had left, the deal between me and Mark was that he was going to disappear forever."
Yeah.
And Layla's like, "Do you think that's something that I should have been included in?"
Yeah.
I'm like, his
She
wife.
basically says, that's Mark making more decisions for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then has this line about how this suit was the only good thing about him anyway, trying to like mask
He would have
her.
lone wolfed it anyway.
Yeah, trying to mask her feelings a bit.
I did like the shots with him in the mirror, though. I was like,
They were
that's
good.
Good stuff. Good
That-
stuff.
that-
Right there.
Those mirror shots are fantastic the whole way through. I think we can not mention them, but so far I haven't seen a miss.
Yeah.
They're very, very good.
Yeah.
A lot of the cinematography is brilliant,
Yeah.
I have to say.
I agree with that too.
They make their way to Harrow's dig site, right?
Yes, they make it there, and it's abandoned. There's like nobody
Yeah.
there. They go like looking around. There's like looking for stuff like supplies and things like
Yeah.
that. And then we see one shot of Layla picking up some flares again.
Yeah, bigger flares this time.
These are huge ones. They're big. They're
And for someone
very
so
satisfying.
perceptive, she seemed to manage to miss the murder scene
trail
on
of
the
blood
other side
and like
of the box.
ancient dagger in
Yeah,
there as
yeah.
well. It's like, okay, we'll just we didn't see that.
No, in fairness, obviously we saw it because the camera pans and puts it right in the shot. But I also feel like she would have seen it because she was standing 3 feet away from it, looking down into the box directly in front of it.
Yeah, yeah. All meanwhile, Stephen and Mark have a bit of an argument, and
Yeah.
Mark, at one point, tries to say, "Look, you can't handle this. This is going to be a big thing. Like, I need to take control so I can like protect everyone and get through with this."
I've been in situations like this before.
He's like,
Good argument, though.
and he's like, "I've been there as well. Same body, right? Muscle memory will kick it." It's like,
This is not how it works, Stephen.
no, it's not really how that works.
But it was a good argument.
It's a good argument. And but I will say one thing. At the end of this conversation, just as he's about to leave, Mark says something that's kind of good. He's like, "Look, just remember you're not alone in this. I can help."
Yeah, that felt like very brotherly love, kind of almost.
Yeah, but he just sort of disregards him. He's just like, "Nah."
I will say one other thing, though. Again, I don't mind Stephen's British accent. I do mind the words they pick. He says, in particular, did you catch plonker? Who the...
Well, then we're all buggered, didn't it?
Like, bugger that people actually say that. No one, unless you're talking to a 4-year-old and you don't want to call him a cunt.
Right, Plonker.
You're right, plonker. Look, mate, he's a bit of a dickhead. But, you know, that's the child version of it, plonker.
Yeah.
No one says that. That felt very out of place.
Yeah. Just also while he's leaving, he mentions the way that Stephen's talking is very obvious that he has feelings for Layla, and Mark says, "Are you trying to like
talk to my wife?
trying to get to my wife?" Yeah, it's like if you lay a hand on her, I'll throw us off a fucking cliff. Okay, it's like,
That was great.
Oh, that was great.
That was great.
So then they go out. They're about to enter the tomb. They're about to enter the entrance that has been dug up by
Yeah.
Harrow's men. And as they're going down, they're like securing each other. Layla's getting like really close and very creepily sniffs him. Just like,
Yes. Yeah. See, that's the weird one. It's like, you smell like him. Well, yeah.
I is him.
Innit?
That you smell like him. It's like,
It's because I do be him. He is who I is.
exactly.
We am he.
I love this.
Like, of course he smells that way.
Anyway,
So a couple of weird things happen.
yeah.
Is it here, or it might have been in the car? He flat out tells her,
It's here.
yeah.
So she goes in. She's like really close, and because of the smell and whatnot and stuff like that, she goes in to kiss him, and he just blurts out. He's just like, "Khonshu had plans, wanted to have you, and that's why Mark pushed you away."
Yeah.
It's like, what? It's like Mark pushed you away because Khonshu wanted you after him,
Yeah,
and he was trying to
keep
protect you, and that's why
Yeah.
he went away.
So he's
It's like,
wingman in Mark.
he's like, bless, you know. I mean, he didn't want to take the woman in like a vulnerable state because of her hate for Mark. Wants him for himself
Right.
because he's a good guy. So
And
anyway,
then goes and gets his just desserts. The awkwardest kiss I've ever seen.
right, the way, bruv, the way he grabs her on the shoulders.
Oh, God. That.
It's like,
oh, no,
you
please.
cannot leave me. You must kiss me. He grabs her on the shoulders and like,
And also, it's like she kind of wants to, but it comes out of nowhere, and it's in the you should have said that whole bit after the kiss. Timing, Stephen. Or it's very. She
And-
acts the awkwardness really well, and he acts. I have no idea how good of a kisser he is, but he's definitely shit in this scene.
yeah.
Which makes sense because that'll probably be his first kiss.
Only woman he's really spoken to is the woman who shut him down. Although the gift shop, my
Yeah,
manager,
yeah.
the woman who shut him down at the gift shop, and also his mum. So actually, has he ever spoken
We
to his
don't know
mum?
if he's
We
spoken
don't
to
know.
his mum.
We don't know.
The other thing is, I think the reason it takes so long for him to get down is he's cleaning his trousers. Do you know what I mean? Because he's like,
Oh, I
Good
see.
kiss.
Yeah. He's already let one out. She hooks herself up to the line. She repels down, and just as he repels down, Mark musters the power to
So I
punch
missed
himself
that.
in the.
I like blinked or looked down to write something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what just attacked him?
Douche. He punched himself in the face. It could
That's
have been
funny.
something else easily from behind him, but
Yeah.
he smacks himself in the face.
I didn't see that.
And then all you hear afterwards is like, don't, lands on the ground. It's
Yeah.
like, are you okay? You okay? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm aces. He says, I'm aces.
again.
No
Why?
one says that. No one says that.
I'm blessed.
I'm
In it,
blessed.
also, he says things like, "You're in my ends now," so he would say "bless."
Yeah.
If we're gonna,
I'm aces.
but the thing is, I think they don't know the sort of language that Americans would know, so they just picked like 1940s lingo.
Yeah.
You could. Stephen Wonder, the ace fighter pilot from World War II. Like, they just they'll know oldie language.
They'll know this
He's
one.
aces. The self-described plonker.
Self-described plonker, that's it. They get down to the bottom of this entrance right here, and they notice, they're like, oh my god, it's like, I can't believe we're in it. Stephen immediately fangirls out on everything that he sees here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I can't believe we're here. This is amazing. This is beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it majestic? This like lion that's.
He says one thing about like, it'd be so like, I'd just lose it if they came to life and asked me a riddle. I'd shit myself, but it would be amazing.
It'd be amazing. And Lena's smiling. It's like he's such a
that
was
nerd,
but he's
that
good.
was cool, innit?
Yeah.
That was a good little scene.
She puts down a mark on the paw of the guarding lion thing. It's like a 13, it looked like to me. And Stephen was like, did you put that there? And she's like, yeah, my father did it back in the day, and explains about how her father was an archaeologist.
I assume this is going to come up at some point.
Yeah, now he's dead now
Yeah.
because he went on a mission and that's what happened.
Right.
Well, okay, all right, no problem. Anyway, they start making their way down. And they get to a place where there's like a table in the front, a small table in the room, and then there's 6 pathways.
Yeah, a couple of things, by the way. One weird touch, which I just don't know why I keep picking this up, but like the walls seem like they're made of gold, but then also stone at parts. Is weird.
Very strange. It seems like they're gold plated or something like that, but in such a smooth way that you can get reflections of.
Yeah, enough reflection for like Mark and Stephen to talk if they need to.
And they are standing there at 6 directions, and we're in a maze. Which way do we go?
Yeah.
And then Stephen randomly, out of nowhere, with no prompting, no clue finding or anything.
This is not like he blows the dust away Fifth Element style and reveals the map.
I looked afterwards. Like, did he notice like a lion? And he sort of like, it's like,
no, he didn't.
He just draws an Eye of Horus.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, the Eye of Horus. And it's like, and then randomly they make another connection. They go.
He's like the eyebrow represents like the mind. It's all the 6 senses of like humanity.
It's like Horus's eye isn't actually an eye. It's actually the 6 senses of the body. And I'm like,
right,
okay, and let's see where this goes. And there you go.
Yeah. And then they're like, so the eyebrow is the mind, and the eye obviously is sight, and then this is the touch, or something is taste, and then this is actually the tongue.
And then they do this. All of them look over to this one exit, and then they go. And I'm like, what? Why the exit?
I feel like there's one point where she says, oh, this Brer would have been the voice of Ahmet.
Right.
And so they go, tongue.
Yeah.
And then, so that's why they know which one they want, which one, if they can figure it out, they want. And then somehow they can like 3D import themselves, know the orientation of the eye, turn, and then just go. What?
I don't get it. He just goes through that door. I'm like,
well, bruv, you're not an Egyptologist.
It's true, I'm not an Egyptologist. That is a fact. It doesn't say it on my business cards.
I think that would be hilarious thing just to add on your business cards.
Egyptologist.
I mean, it's better than a hobby proctologist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are we here?
Anyway,
okay, so they go down the thing.
door. Yeah.
And then sort of the next scene is they come into another room with a table. Actually, they did say they found bullet casings in that first room.
Yeah, I think we're saying, what were they shooting at then? We don't know yet.
Yeah, we definitely haven't figured out as mummies by this point. So they come to this other room, and now I have a question before we progress any further.
Cool.
The amount of like wood scaffolding and shit down here.
Yeah.
How long has Harrow been here? Because this stuff is properly built up. The stuff on it is like curated and organized, and it looks old as shit. This looks like they found an old dig site from the 40s.
It's
like
an odd
Indiana
one.
Jones was here before. Do you know what I mean?
It is an odd one because everything in there is made of stone.
Yeah.
And then there's this random wood around there. But it does look, like you said, older than it was like a day
ancient.
old.
And this thing, Harrow's been here for, let's give him a week.
Yeah.
It's not been a week. It's been days.
Yeah, it's
at
been,
most 2.
And somehow this ancient scaffolding made of wood with already a sacrifice, like a shrine to one of the mummies is there.
Right.
And then there was like a hand that had like snake skin on it, but it looked almost fresh.
Oh yeah, it looked like they'd found fresh snakes and they were making like snake skin like a snakeskin body for whoever was here, sort of thing. Weird as shit.
Anyway, they get in there and they see a sacrificial table and it's got fresh blood on it and chunks of meat on it and stuff like that. And they say that this tomb was probably like held the protectors of the pharaoh who's buried here. And they're like, oh, cool.
Is that right?
That's what they were. I think that's what they say. Oh.
No, I feel like they don't know it's a pharaoh yet, right? Aren't those supposed to be the people to keep armor in? Isn't that right?
So the way that I interpret it, let me tell you the way I heard it.
Yeah.
The way I heard it was that when they looked at the picture above where these people were in the thing, they showed people that were protectors of the pharaoh who was buried here.
Yeah.
But they're also, in their culture, they bury them there as well.
Yeah.
So they can protect them in the afterlife, I guess, or something like that.
Cool.
And the people who were in the walls were people who had been captured before and mummified because they tried to get in. That's the way I interpreted that.
Okay.
But then, I mean, we hear this clicking mummy monster coming afterwards.
Yeah.
And it looks like those guys on the wall. And I'm like, so...
I'm bare confused about what's going on here, to be honest. Also, question.
Yeah.
If the guardians of the Brer are alive, why ain't the Brer alive?
Yeah, they didn't give him the life. They gave these random Brers eternal life. They put the punishment.
Weird, isn't it? Bare weird.
You've been charged with it. Anyway, this thing, you hear some gunshots.
Yeah.
And... Oh, wait. Stephen first of all goes up to the higher ground.
Oh, because he
sees the thing.
So the way it actually goes, and it's not because of good thinking, it's because Stephen shits himself.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying what I'm seeing. There's a trail of blood and body parts all over that way. Let's maybe not go that way. Fair enough, Stephen. I'm really glad that you're the only one thinking properly in this horror movie, and you didn't go, Layla, let's split up. Like, you know, that's normally what they do. So he goes, okay, what about up there? The scaffolding, let's go check it out. He climbs up, and before Layla can go, we hear the gunshots, and then...
It basically sounded
Why
like
is it a clicker?
It sounded like a clicker.
Why is it clicker? Also, it's got eyes. They click because they don't have eyes.
Exactly.
Anyway, it drags a Brer in.
Drags a Brer, and she hides behind the table very badly.
Also, saw the knocking over the jar coming a million miles away.
It's such a horror movie trope thing, isn't it?
It's
like,
so bad.
Oh, I wonder if she's going to knock over one of those jars.
There's a few tropes. I literally have them written down as so-and-so trope. I don't know where it is, but we'll come to it.
Drags in a guy. It's clearly one of the mercenaries that's with Harrow, who's been captured. The mummy thing stabs him in the gut, starts pulling parts out, puts them in the jars, as I think is the
Coptic
Egyptian
jars. Yeah. So here's my thing. I thought mummification was something that they did to people that, like, not deserved it, but like were worthy of it.
Yeah.
So you give it. That's why the pharaohs and stuff are mummified. So why is he mummifying some like grave robber, as far as it's concerned?
Bare strange, isn't it?
Bare weird.
Anyway, he's doing that, and while that's happening, Layla tries to get away, knocks over one of the jars. The thing starts looking, and just as the mummy is about to attack Layla, Stephen's like, "Oh!" trying to distract
Makes a noise, or slips or something.
And he pushes the scaffolding by mistake, and it lands on top of the zombie, the mummy thing.
There was one thing that happened just before that. Yeah, squished it. Why does it jump up under the scaffolding and like start doing that? What's with that?
Fucking creepy the way fingers.
No, it was cool. Again, I've said this before. Like, I feel like a bunch of these the directors for the Disney shows, secretly all want to do horror because they all do it really well. That was terrifying. It was really well done. Why was it here?
Yeah.
Why was it in this?
Strange, right?
And then it, like, say, squishes the thing. And
squished it. She runs off on one direction, and he's like, "Run! I'll find you!" And run off
in this maze.
Yeah, I'll find you in this maze. They run off in their separate ways, and Layla.
I've literally got these notes here.
Go on.
My question is about building all the stuff, and then this is that whole stuff. Literally have written down here, mummy ting. I don't know. And then they're all running away. It finds Layla, cheap jump scare, and then there's the fall off the edge but don't fall trope. It's literally, those are my notes, this whole section. Mummy ting, I don't know, finds Layla, cheap jump scare, fall off the edge but don't trope.
They did do that.
It's weird.
She runs off in one direction, almost falling into this giant pit in the middle.
Yeah.
She drops a flare down so you can tell that it is an infinite
It's a bottomless pit. Because those exist.
Exactly.
Then she Indiana Jones is the side.
Exactly. Shimmies along.
Yeah.
One of the arms from the mummies comes through, but she manages to get away. Yeah. But then when she gets to the next one, it jumps out and grabs her. She dives off onto the safety of the last bit. But the thing grabs her from the darkness and pulls her in.
Yeah.
She manages to somehow break off one of his arms.
Yeah, she's like pulling away, but you would think if these are like immortal elemental guardians, they'd be robust. But
Yeah.
apparently they're not.
They're just fragile.
She pulls off one of its arms. I saw the next bit coming a mile away, and that was terrifying.
Yep.
So like,
And they did the Doomsday thing from Batman vs Superman.
yeah.
The spike on the arm about to stab. Only Layla wasn't sacrificial, and she didn't like kill herself to kill the monster. Just
right.
saying.
It's true.
And she does the thing where she flips over and she throws the mummy down the bottomless pit.
There's one thing before though. She uses the road flare as a shank, but we saw before how much effort it took for her to light the road flare. She has to like to get it lit.
She
How's
seemed to have
doing it in a
lit
fight?
it from by smacking on his head, and I was like, that doesn't work out.
Dunk, dunk. Okay.
She
Shanks
lights him
in
on
the
fire,
eye.
throws him over the edge, and here's what's interesting what happens. She goes as well, and I'm like, oh no. And then you hear, and I'm like, I thought this was a bottomless pit.
Thank you. I'm so glad you said that, because also the sound design is so good in this.
Yeah.
So it's like, is this a bottomless pit or isn't it?
Dunk.
Okay, so it was all of 5 feet.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing of that kid? I'm drowning, and then the parent just comes and puts the leg down. It stands up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that.
And then
Oh,
she
no.
puts her hand up. Oh my
Oh,
god!
there's the hand. She
I
made it.
didn't fall.
Whew.
That's good. That's good right there.
One of our 4 named characters didn't die. What a shock.
Exactly. Anyway, when she gets up, guess who's there?
Yeah, on the other end of the bottomless pit.
Arrow.
Arrow.
Arrow is there.
That's why I thought it was called Arrow.
Because I would say
yeah, it's like
accent.
Arry.
Arrow in it.
Arrow.
Arrow's there, and he starts talking his nonsense about how. Well, it's in a later part, but we can say it
we'll
here.
summarize it.
He says like, you know, has Mark ever told you like what happened to like your father and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like you're just like your father, you're an archaeologist and stuff like that.
He says, I've seen his scales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that has Mark ever told you about what happened to your father? He was there, you know. He was there when the mercenaries attacked your father.
Yeah.
What else does he say?
Basically, he says that.
Oh, Harrow tries to imply that Mark was one of the mercenaries who killed Layla's father.
He says he's there the day the mercenaries attacked, something along those lines. And he also says, I saw that day.
Yeah.
Explains that whole judgment ability of his, lets him see bits of people's lives, presumably allowing him to decide if they're good or bad.
Yeah.
And he says that I saw him that day, and one man sticks out and then describes the guy and also picks a weird color. Like he's end of the day, this guy is previously like, you know, justice for Khonshu. I don't think fuchsia, which I'm not actually sure what color that is.
It's like red.
Is it? I thought it was blue. I don't know, bruv.
It's like this fuchsia
scarf, maybe made by his child. We get it, Harrow. We know who you're describing, bruv.
We get it, fam. We get it. But anyway, it's clearly not how it went down, but she's obviously very sensitive to this subject.
No one can seem to know when this bear's lying. Not even Egyptian gods from last episode. Do you know what I'm saying?
Did you get I sent you the meme in it. There was a meme rolling around where it was literally what we said. Like, why the fuck did he believe it? It's like I accuse Harrow of trying to open up Amit's tomb. It's like, are you trying to do that? No. The man's innocent. Clearly. See, the man is innocent. He said no. He can't just lie. Come
right?
On. No one could tell if he's lying or not.
Exactly.
Anyway, all while this is happening, Stephen stumbles into the tomb they're looking for.
Yeah, so this scene, there's actually quite a lot going on here.
Yes.
Even though not a lot actually happens.
Yes.
So for some reason, there's water here in the middle of the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't know how it got into even the temple, the pyramid of
And
Giza.
in particular, like the living room, the main, or the dining room, the main room. And so he's stepping on like rubble along the way.
Yeah.
And talking to Mark in the reflection in the water. And Mark has some beef and some positive feedback.
Yeah.
He was like, basically, you kissed my wife.
It's a fair point to bring up. Fair point.
Which, you know, yeah, to be fair. Although, at the minute, she's our wife. Also, we, being Stephen, didn't try and divorce her.
It's true.
So no takebacks.
I would have been like, look, I kissed her out of muscle memory. It just happened.
Muscle memory! Yes!
I didn't. Yes. I wouldn't know what I was doing. It just muscle memory. It just
that
happened,
must have been from you. That was not me. But then he also gives him props. He's like,
But you told her.
Yeah, you told her. I didn't expect that. That was unexpected.
Yeah.
Also, Mark, I think you probably could have done that.
Yeah, it should have been coming from you, really.
It does bug me that Mark is basically the embodiment of the trope of thing happens, don't tell anybody, even though it's relevant.
Yeah.
He's the guy that gets bit by the zombie, waits till everybody's hurt or gets shot in the side and covers it up to reveal way too much blood or he has been bitten, except that now you're in a confined space and he's about to turn, you know?
Yeah.
He's that guy.
They walk into this tomb, and he quickly deduces that based on the Algerian ring.
So Stephen looks
Macedonian
at
ring.
Yeah,
sorry.
he looks at it. He's like, "Wow, this is ancient, blah blah, amazing, amazing." But this is Macedonian. That's weird.
Oh my god.
The only one, Alexander the Great.
Yeah, this must be the long lost tomb of Alexander the Great.
Yeah,
And he's
which
like,
that's pretty
looking at it.
cool.
I was like, that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
And I always wonder, like, how much could there be like implications in history that made them think that this was a good story plot? Because if that is, that's quite kind of cool stuff. Anyway, and he goes, okay, well, I guess we have to open it up. And just as he's about to push that, everything inside me saying that I shouldn't open up this tomb.
I think there is some real history, but that's on.
Go on, tell me this is real.
So what I think I have in my head,
Yeah.
bit of a history nerd, is that so Alexander the Great did own Egypt or conquer it or whatever, and then he did insist on sort of adopting Egyptian ways. That's a thing that they mention. And then there's this big controversy about him like potentially ruining a religious symbol, and I think it was to the god of the moon. He either dropped or broke a bowl, a very important ceremonial bowl, and some people are saying that basically made the Egyptians hate him, and some people are saying that was part of the ceremony, and his own scholars misrecorded it. They didn't know that, and they just assumed that he got something wrong.
Interesting.
But I just need to double check that.
That would be really cool if it was, and maybe the whole tie into to Khonshu then.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
How weird would that be? This is going to be so hard to freaking find.
Yeah. Oh,
Talk
God.
amongst yourselves, boys.
All right, let's talk about it. So yeah, he's about to open up the tomb, and Mark's telling him, like, "Go on, do it." It's like everything's inside of me is telling me not to do it because he's like the archaeologist inside,
Right,
and
right.
the history buff. Anyway, he opens up the tomb, and there is a mummy inside there, all wrapped nicely and
Yes, it
preserved,
is.
and has like some gold tablet and an axe in there as well. And yeah, and there's nothing there though, nothing that would scream out as like important. So they think that maybe they've gone in the wrong way. Maybe they've gone in the wrong direction. But then it occurs to him, it's like, oh wait, because of the map thing that we was looking at, he must be the voice of Amit.
Yeah, he was the voice of Amit. Also, we're going a little bit far here, which is there's this one leap that gets made.
Yeah.
So Amit is entombed,
Yeah.
okay, but what that really means is stuck in a stone statue. And then she's sealed in this place, but all of this happened at the exact same time as Alexander?
Seems that way, right?
I don't know, man. Something just feels a bit...
There's a bit
Is
too
it-
many perfectly lined
Yeah,
dots.
it's a bit odd.
And he goes, oh, it's Amit's voice, so I guess it means it's in his mouth. He rips open the bandages, puts his hand, breaks his jaw open, and sticks his hand down his gullet. And
Also,
pulls-
I'm fully believing at this point, dude's going to come alive. Also, if you're going to murk a zombie thing like that, move that lower bit of the jaw
put
so
it
it
this
can't just chomp you.
Exactly.
Oh.
And he puts his arm down there, and he pulls out a stone statue of one of the gods. We're guessing it's Amit.
It's got to be, right? Surely.
Gotta be, surely.
Also, what... Do we know what animal she is?
I don't
Because
know,
we've
personally.
seen a bunch of random animals, and I don't know what one's important.
I know we saw it on the... I don't remember where it was, unfortunately. In episode 1, where he was pointing at one of the pictures on the wall, and he was like, that's it, but I don't know what animal it is. Anyway, yeah, so he grabs it and says, oh my god, it's that. And he's just about to leave, and guess who shows up right at the end? Harrow and all of his men.
Bastards.
Fucking bastards, these guys.
Also, I was fully... thought it was sounding like it was going to be a couple of those mummy things initially.
That's what
And
it sounded like.
And then the second time, no, it's fully like dudes in equipment.
Yes, yes. They come and Harrow comes to yes, and Mark takes over control. takes over control of the body because Stephen realizes that this is a fucking serious situation, takes over,
Brings
and
an axe to a gunfight.
brings an axe to a gunfight, and a couple of these guys come up to him. He kills 2 of them, which is fucking badass.
Yeah.
Brave as shit
He
because
is a
you're in a
badass.
room with a bunch of guns.
Yes, many guns.
Yes. And then Harrow decides, kind of had enough. Grabs one of the revolvers from the guy.
Also, why do these guys have revolvers? They got like G36s. They're not running Glocks. They're running like
I like my
old
vintage
school,
weapons.
yeah, like cowboy guns.
It's got a high jam rate, but don't worry about it.
right.
It pulls out, grabs one of the revolvers, bang in the chest, bang again in the chest,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Fuck!" He doesn't have the protection of Khonshu.
Is he going to maybe summon something? Is Armet going to arrive with something? Is one of the other gods going to come and help? We don't know.
Slowly falls back into the water,
By the way, you know the water's this deep.
this deep, and then out of nowhere
It's
he
now
starts
not that deep.
falling into the abyss.
Why?
I don't understand, but anyway, that could be signified like
Yeah.
he's dead and his mind is now past
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
because he goes into a brighter area and it's like, okay, he's going off into the other side. Anyway, he then goes down and Mark wakes up
Yeah.
in what looks like a psychiatric hospital.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah.
There are people all around making drawings and eating cupcakes and jello.
We did forget, by the way, Layla addresses his dad, her dad. Totally
Oh yeah,
forgot about
sorry,
that.
there is that one
Yeah.
time as well. Yeah, it's like it's not how it looks, blah blah blah, and she
Yeah.
gets away. Now, all up to the part where we get to see that it's Mark in the chair and whatnot. We're looking around the room and there's lots of little things like
There's a
hinting
lady
to
drawing Khonshu.
exactly drawing
skull
Khonshu.
face.
There's all these kind of like Egyptian hieroglyphics and stuff
There's
like that
that
on the
terrible
places.
Indiana Jones, Dr. Stephen Grant movie.
Yes, yes. And then we see Mark, and he's all groggy, and he's just about waking up. He can barely like move, really.
He's
And
holding a
got
Moon Knight figure.
a Moon Knight action figure, which almost looks like it was handmade himself. So I guess that's
Kinda,
part of the thing they
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
go for. Anyway,
He's also strapped to the chair with that same strap from the bedroom.
yeah, and he looks into the reflection, and he's like, Stephen,
No, mate. So you're nuts, bruv.
bruv, you was nuts this whole time.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gets wheeled over to the office of the main the main therapist.
Yes.
And you hear him talking, and you know immediately from the voice who it is. And he slowly sort of starts to come into focus and whatnot, and it's Harrow.
Yeah. And also
He-
on the desk is like statues that look like this stuff. There's Coptic jars behind him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good timing actually. As they're talking, he says, every time I give you a direct question, you always deflect and get triggered and avoid. And as he's saying that, Mark turns and sees that Alpine village, and it kind of makes you think, oh, he was asked this direct question and then like retreated into his own mind and
Yeah,
made up this whole story about waking up,
yeah,
not knowing what had happened in this village in this action scene.
yeah.
Oh, but it's cool. But like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, this is the this is the thing. So
It's good.
let's run through. See, the thing is, there's an episode like this that happens in Smallville. Everything comes back to Smallville. Obviously, it's the blueprint for
obviously.
everything.
Just like Batman and Superman are the foundational blocks of superheroing,
Exactly.
so too is Smallville the foundational block of all TV. There were no shows made before Smallville.
Exactly.
It's the primer. It is the
foundation, the base
Bible, the
layer.
first book ever made. No books made before the Bible. It's a known fact.
Known fact. And the way it works is that he's trying to get into Clark's head and trying to ruin
Who's
his
Clark?
mentality.
Oh, sorry, bruv. We're talking about. I was like, bruv, Clark.
That's the objective, to try and
Yeah.
ruin his mental state, that he turns into a vegetable, that even if he was to come out of this make-believe dream, that he's not able to function. That's
Yeah.
the idea. But he gets pulled out by another party, and that goes on as well. In this, there doesn't seem to be an objective. He just seems to be a therapist. It's almost like this was actually all a dream,
Yeah.
and it was all a mental breakdown and whatnot.
But
And I'm like-
except
Yeah, go on.
the thing about the one with Clark is that someone's doing it to him for a purpose.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe that's what you meant when you said there's no objective.
Yeah.
Because in this one, this just seems to be as Mark is, and as the body is passing away, this is like this weird delusion that he goes through, except it's obviously not, because he escapes the therapist room,
Yeah.
runs away, The real world then gets funky, so
Yeah.
like stuff starts twisting and moving, and like a sarcophagus or something comes flying out of a room,
Yeah.
and he runs into another room and finds a sarcophagus. Hey, boom, 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 and he opens it, and inside is Stephen.
Oh my god, how is this happening?
But it's also, it's not like, oh, it's my idea of Stephen. It's Stephen.
Yeah.
And also, I thought it was very cool they hugged.
I thought it was very cool they hugged. And that's what I mean. It's odd because he's dead now. He's out of the way. He's done.
Right, he got shot twice in the
So
heart.
what's this whole like now trying to convince him that he was nuts this whole time thing?
It's very weird.
It's very weird.
And then now, Mark's like, stick with me, I'll get us out.
Yeah.
Of where, though?
Don't know.
And then
They go past another room and there's another sarcophagus standing up.
this shit looks ominous as frick.
And I'm like, that's the third guy.
It's the third guy. We
That's the
called
third
it as
guy.
well. We didn't call it. We had no idea. We called it. Also,
There's a third
that
guy.
sarcophagus looks sick.
Yeah.
Like, also, obviously, if you didn't know by this point, that's the man that's been killing everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's a blood red sarcophagus. It looked pretty sick, actually.
they didn't bother to mess with it. They were just
No.
like, get the fuck
Well,
out.
also, they don't. I assume neither of them know there's a third guy.
Yep.
They don't seem to know.
Exactly. And if it was like Stephen was like, hey, got me out of here, help me out, you can hear from his British accent. It's like, oh, that must be Stephen.
Yeah.
This one,
Yeah, it's just knocking. Yeah.
I ain't gonna fucking open that. Fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm literally crazy enough.
Yeah.
I'm not going to open another personality up.
I'm alright. I'm cool.
And
G.
then
I'm cool.
they run down the hall, and then literally my summation here is Hippo, hello.
Yeah, a hippo opens the door.
In all Egyptian garb.
Hi.
It's very cutesy.
Ah!
Yeah, fair enough, innit?
Fucking, what is going on? I am nuts. There's a hippo talking to me. And then it just ends.
Which, again, like, if this was at some point in the episode, I'd be like, okay, I wonder what's going on. But it's not at some point. He's dying.
Yeah.
He got shot twice with no magical powers, no literal guardian angel to help him because he's sealed away, and he wasn't. Was he? He wasn't holding on to Ahmet.
I don't think he was.
I
No.
might need to go back because I don't remember what.
I think
animal she
Layla
is.
came and I think he gave it to Layla.
Yeah,
she ran
Layla
out.
runs off with it.
If this would have happened, this is the way it would have happened for anyone else, and this is the way it happened in Smallville anyway. He gets knocked on his ass, knocked out, and then when he comes to, he's in the hospital. Then it's like, oh, was this a delusion this whole time? But no, he's dead.
Right.
And
He's
you're
dead.
like, so what the fuck is this place?
He's dead, and we know that this was some sort of either Egyptian god. So, do you know what it could be? That could be Khonshu's girlfriend.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the god of music and love and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, I guess maybe she's like the god of partying a bit. Then the hippo would sort of make sense. By the way, totally weird thing about hippos I found out. Everybody thinks hippos are fat in it,
Yeah.
but hippos sink in water. Apparently,
Do
hippos. Apparently, there's almost not an ounce of fat on them. They're just rock solid muscle.
they? Oh. Do they? I never.
Yeah,
I've
they
ne-
do.
I don't. I've never followed a hippo long enough to know. It's like, are you floating or are you
They
sinking?
do. In fact, they're one of the few mammals that sinks because they've got so much muscle.
Shit.
Yeah, so there's just a weird thing. Also, I don't know if you know, Africa's like most dangerous animal by far.
Are they all natty?
Definitely juicing, bruv.
Blood, they're juicy. You can't have that much muscle in that.
Definitely
Come on,
juicing.
blood. What are they living off of anyway? Like seaweed? No way you can maintain
Get
that
me,
much
where's
muscle.
the protein coming from?
Bruv. Are you eating gazelles? That's the only way you can work.
You know that. I just looked out, by the way. Ahmet is a crocodile or an alligator.
Okay.
So definitely not Ahmet.
All right.
Me though, definitely confused.
Yes, me also in the confused camp.
I feel like normally I'm like, oh, I got these theories about like who Mark and who Stephen are and how it all happened and like different aspects of personality. My big wrinkly brain. As I speak, my brain gets bigger and wrinklier. And then I was watching this whole half of this episode and it's getting smaller and smaller. And like one of those smooth river rocks.
It's a cue ball. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
right. If you were to get a little bit of like spit and a rag, you could shine it enough that Mark could speak to Stephen in it. You know? I just feel so dumb. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And that's the end of the episode, guys.
It is.
Interesting.
Before we move on to
But
comments, seriously, how... So I got to say, so far I thought this was actually overall the best episode.
Mhm.
I don't know why.
It was more of the actual ancient Egypt part, which was
Yeah,
like the
that's the
whole
bit that
theme
I
of this
like.
thing. I like that whole bit.
Even though it obviously didn't have much good action per se, it had like
Yeah.
horror action, but not good action. Last
We didn't
episode
see
had much
Moon
better
Knight
action.
at all,
Not at all.
but somehow.
How you feeling? I know how you feeling about this episode. Confused. How you feeling about the show overall? Because I still don't know.
I'm so in the middle. I could be tipped over each way to be like, yes,
Yeah.
good, yes.
I feel like
odd.
whatever argument anyone makes in these coming comments, I'm just going to agree. Yeah, the show's shit. I totally agree. Show's amazing. Yeah, I totally agree.
I can see
You
your
know,
point.
yeah.
I can see your point. All right, let's kick it over to our boys over on patreon.com/conversations who can wrote in just like you guys can if you're a patron of ours at the $1 tier or above. Corporal Dingleberry.
Yes, boy.
He's been promoted, lads. We gave him the official promotion. Thank you very much for that.
Well done.
Pretty good episode, though it's probably the weakest one so far for me. You see, this is
The thing is, I think he knows what's going on.
Oh, you think he knows because he knows
Hasn't
the
he
lore?
told us? He told us about Jake and all that shit.
Some people seem to know what the Moon Knight's
Yeah.
all about,
Which
so
we
that's
don't. We've
yeah.
gone into this completely blind.
That's probably the weakest one so far for me. I did really like the interactions between Steven and Layla. I think it's really interesting to see Layla fall in love with both personalities. The ending may be one of the most confusing things I've ever
thank
watched.
God.
And I'm not sure what direction they're going in with that, but I'm certainly really interested to see where it leads. I'm interested to see how it goes
Yeah,
in
me
the next one as
too.
well. I really want to
Also,
know.
how many episodes is this? 6, isn't it?
Six?
It's 6 or 8.
Yeah, 6. Usually it's 6, right? Have a quick Google.
I'm so confused
Yeah.
that I don't know if we can get there by episode 6.
Yeah, we've only got like 2 more episodes then. How many episodes in Moon Knight?
Someone telling me it's like 4. I've seen this. How many are out? Thanks, Google.
We've seen it all, guys. The finale of Moon Knight.
How many episodes will there be? 6.
Okay.
So we are 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
There's
We've got
two,
to really bring it back.
2 like half an hour, 35-minute shows left. Somehow got to pull it all together.
At least, though, I will say, at least it's not what if.
At least we've got that. Our next comment from Patreon is Gams Master. How's it going, lad?
Yeah, boy.
Brand new patron of ours. Thank you so much.
Legend.
Good day, bros. Oh, he's from Australia.
Freaking Kangaroo Jack 2.0. You're gonna have to handstand to read this properly.
I thought this week's episode was pretty.
How is it you can read better upside down?
Honestly, I'm surprised myself. I thought this episode was pretty great with some more character growth between Steven and Layla and Steven and Mark. I'm finding... Oh, that almost fucked up there. I'm finding the show very interesting, and I've found this show to be up there with one of my favorites and... Oh, God. No, favorites due to the darker and more brutal themes displayed for once in a Marvel show, almost like a certain DC hero we all love. Wink.
Wink, wink.
All right. Shall I continue like this? Or shall I?
You're doing better.
I'm doing okay here, right? The ending was weird and wonderful at the same time. I came across.
He's really doing this upside down, by the way, and it's really working better.
It came across to me like this was all in Mark/Steven's psyche as he is about to die. I'm curious to see. Oh, that could be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, but then what's the deal with the god?
Yeah.
And
that's a
why
good
are we
point.
seeing it? If he is about to die, do you know what I mean?
The God thing throws a whole wrench in that whole
Yeah.
plan. Where was I? Psyche as he's about to die. I'm curious to see what the Tower. Okay, so it's a name. That's why I don't know it.
Okay.
Toweret, the hippo goddess. He's saying.
Oh, okay.
The hippo goddess showing up means for our protagonist, since she is the goddess of fertility and.
It's Khonshu's girlfriend.
Yeah, I think so. Chill. This is another word I don't know. Oh, childbirth. There we go. It just looks upside down. It looks so weird. It looks like hieroglyphics. I'm so sorry. Could it be that Steven/Mark are going to be reborn in some way? I am sure we will find out next week. Cheers for the awesome content and each and every week.
You can't see his thinking face. He's like,
oh my god, I don't want to give up.
I'll be honest, so far,
no.
you got
Lads, damn it, lads upside down looks
Did you
really
go
weird.
lads? Yeah, I
that
bet.
one word. Lads, have a good one. Thank you very much.
Unironically, that might have been one of the smoothest comments you've ever read out. And
This
you know,
brain is so weird.
you know how you guys need to watch Two Gamer podcast because I had an epically stupid moment in that, and I was gonna do something even dumber. I was like, oh, if that's upside down, why you try turning your glasses upside down? It's not how glasses work. Again, that's still not how it works.
Oh boy.
I'm the dumbest guy, and also even dumber. I could have kept that to myself. No one would have known.
This is why you guys tune in to just see two certified morons do fucking content.
We've got driver's licenses. We can vote.
This is very bad speaking for the world right here. Oh,
Over on Discord,
yes.
the greatest and only Discord that exists, Dark Diogo, computer lad,
Yes.
our boy Diogo, says, episode 4 was...
Oh, God,
No,
give it.
wait.
No, try it.
Episode 4
It's the worst.
was better than 2 and 3 in my opinion. The tomb stuff was entertaining as well as that mummy guard, adding enormous amounts of tension to the episode. That mouth clicking sound, I do find it dumb that Stephen needlessly gets himself into danger just because of being in pure simp mode.
I mean,
Hey man,
Layla's pretty...
the dude's kind of Alpha Chaddington over here. He's stealing a mercenary's girlfriend.
It's a Sigma man move right
That's
there.
right.
You know, Sigma male.
He's all chin meme guy with the abs and shit. Also, what was Mark's plan at the end? He knew they had guns and Layla had no escape. Oh, that's right, because Layla doesn't escape. She's just hiding in the room.
Yeah, there's no escape because
She's just hiding in the room like this, watching Mark/Stephen get murdulated.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, okay.
Also, there was sunlight coming in. Why didn't he, give her a boost
Boost up there.
up out the sunlight hole?
The peak of
Maybe
the,
that's how the water got in. Sunlight hole.
rain.
We're
As
so
it often
smart.
does in Egypt.
I retract that statement. Right there in the middle of the frickin' desert.
As it often does
Right, well known.
in the Sahara Desert.
Well known. I don't get
This whole
anything that's
day-
going on.
This whole day is messed up.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I can't even figure out how glasses work, bro. Oh, God. God damn it. Oh, focus. Whew. The moment they all went Legion, an X-Men TV show, with the mind-fucky psych ward stuff, is when I started to love the episode. So I like that stuff, but it's bare confusing.
I hope it answers well in episode 5 because that is where it is in the balance at the moment. It can be cool because I like these sorts of things where they try to
Yeah.
convince the protagonist that he's crazy. It just needs to be for a
It
real
needs
good
to make
reason.
sense.
Yeah,
Why are
'cause
we in a
right now it
psych
doesn't.
ward if Khonshu's girlfriend's turned up?
Yeah,
It's a bit... I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
yeah.
Legion handles this very well, and I hope that episode 5 and 6 do it well too. However, considering it's Marvel, part of me doubts if they'll fully lean into it. Part of me expects this to be a trick instead of doing something vastly different. The thing is, like I said, we've got 2 episodes left. We cannot spend that much time resolving this here.
Yeah.
This needs to be a, hey, don't go anywhere. I'm Khonshu's girlfriend. I'm going to bring you back to life. It's all cool.
If they just pull him out,
And they're going to, do you know what it'll be? That's going to happen, and she's going to give them her suit. So they'll have a suit and some power to get rid of all the guys here.
the suit of childbirth and fertility.
Right, the
Big mummy milkers.
yeah, boy, those hippo honkers.
Here
bruv.
we go, boys.
Also, we told you that Jake would be in episode 4. Jake the hippo was the twist. Only a hippo could kill those goons so viciously. Have you seen
Exactly.
how territorial they are in the wild? Can't wait to see what further context we'll get with Jake the hippo.
Jake the hippo. Now we know who Jake is. There we go, Jake the
I
hippo.
mean, he isn't wrong. They're very aggressive.
Alpha Aquila writes in, the number 1 simp of the PS3. He says, called it during the episode Alexander's tomb. Did you call that last time?
I thought it was Ptolemy.
Oh, no, you called it during
weirdly.
the episode. My apologies.
Oh, so I knew when they said Macedonian, I guessed the guy, but I guessed one of Alexander's generals. Again, history nerd.
I guessed it before the show started.
I remember you saying at the beginning of episode 1, you were like, I bet Alexander the Great's tomb comes into this.
Exactly. It was on record. It was re-recorded. You don't need to say it.
Go back and watch every single True Gamer episode over on youtube.com/conversations 1. You'll find it in there.
You'll find it in there. Felt a bit off during the first 15 minutes, maybe. Nice punch to the face for kissing Mark's wife. Cool to see Mark supporting Stephen when he reached the deep throat.
We're sober as well.
They won't believe it. They won't believe it. Cool to see Mark supporting Stephen when he reached deep into the throat of Alexander.
Yeah, it's like, you can do it. You got it, buddy. Get
You
deeper
got
in
it,
there.
Push it harder. She likes it. Trust me. But the later part of the episode was great. This is what I live for in television. Whole sections dedicated to making you wonder what is going on. Of course, it's good to sprinkle throughout too. Think we see the third person persona in the sarcophagus.
For sure.
What are you talking about, brother? Jake is the hippo. There's no one else.
You're right. I totally forgot. Never mind. You're an idiot.
Idiot alpha.
Stupid.
This also seemed quite ominous. Maybe it could be a malicious persona, really happy with the turn, and they'd better not resolve or explain what's really going on too soon. This is where you need to extend this confusion and push it even further to keep the viewer engaged and alert. But it's not that kind of show, of course, yeah, because it's Marvel.
Right.
Marvel had better not squander this opportunity that they have there. This is one of those times where you could see more could use more episodes. Not long before the big epic finale with all of the personas working together in the body of Mark. Also, watch Twin Peaks and at the end, I think that's Jake. Don't know who else the hippo could be. I doubt there's more.
This freaking guy.
These guys have clearly got in afterwards because it says edited.
Yeah.
I bet you.
They definitely did.
I mean, every single
he
one.
read Diogo's and he was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh god. I bet. I don't know who else the hippo could be. I doubt it could be. There's more than one talking hippo. Yeah.
It's definitely Jake.
Definitely Jake.
Definitely. I'll say this. I think that psych ward stuff, it will max out my tolerance for this and the show if the next episode has anything more than equal this amount.
Yeah.
And we need to learn a ton about what's going on. We need to really figure out something, right? Because I feel like we actually have our two main characters in one place, able to talk to each other and resolve something. This is a real prime opportunity to learn why they exist, in the way that they exist, what's going on, and to resolve some stuff between them. But then to go, okay, we need to get out of here and save Layla. Let's either bury the hatchet or agree to whatever, or maybe Jake gets out. But you've got that much time for the next episode. If you go longer, I'm really here for the ancient Egypt stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Also, is this hippo going to be like a therapist? What are we doing? I mean, obviously, hippo's Jake. I'm sorry, but...
Sorry, Jake, is he going to be a therapist?
Tiernished says, man, what an ending to a great episode. Crazy how Stephen... I hate my job. Crazy how Stephen fisted Alexander the Great right in the mouth. And what's even more crazy, that he has a third personality, which is no one else than a mental manifestation of the Hydra Red Skull himself. I mean, who else would viciously kill all those guys and have a reddish Egyptian grave? It all makes sense now. I called it from episode 1 of freaking WandaVision, Hydra.
Hydra all along.
And think about it like this. What is a hippo's favorite food? I don't know, but you can't prove it's not an octopus.
You can't prove that.
And octopies were the symbol of Hydra.
Exactly.
And red is also the color of the Red Skull, as previously pointed out by Tinish.
Exactly.
And what color was that one piece in their psych ward vision? Red.
And what color was the blood on the floor from that guy that got trailed off?
Exactly. It's all coming up Hydra. Man, I'm smart. My brain is back to him big and wrinkly.
Car 56 writes in, the resident Ghostbuster. He says, welcome back to Car 56, review of Moon Knight, written live as it was watched.
Do you know what's funny is you always get the live consciousness streams.
I do. The fact that the recap starts with Mark and Steven not knowing who killed that one guy in the last episode, and then it just stops there. I don't know. It's not a full sentence.
That is how it starts, actually, isn't it? It's that
Yeah.
one guy getting shanked.
Yeah. I don't like this guy in the suit. He reminds me of the Constant from the Hitman games.
Is he talking about Harrow?
No, I think he's talking about the Ra God guy in the suit.
Oh, yeah.
So who punched Steven? Was it Mark? Was
Yeah.
it Steven? Was it Mark or was it Jake? It's not the hippo, bro.
Hippo's not going to punch the dude in the face.
Come on, they're majestic creatures. What's in the jars? Is it organs? Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That is what it is. That's what the whole point of the ceremony. Yeah. Jumping ahead a bit. Among Us. Harrow is sus. Harrow is sus. This is gross, and Mark is just encouraging Steven like, what the frick? Axe Rampage. Frick yeah. To be honest, I was not expecting Mark / Steven / Jake to get shot. And again, just for good measure, wow, a 4.3 aspect ratio, just like Zack Snyder's Justice League. Bro, I said that when I watched it. I was
did,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is like Justice League.
Also, I thought that's how the show was going to end, with like them falling. And then it picks back up I'm like, oh, that's a cool end to the show, the episode. And then also it's like moon imagery kind of is falling into a moon weirdly, you know, kind of like maybe Khonshu's still about or something. No, it's just psych ward.
Nah, fam.
With Jake the Hippo.
Stephen Grant, Bingo, the Cupcake, Gus the Goldfish, Moon Knight action figure. Was it all a dream?
Gasp.
Harrow with the moustache, the village from episode 1, the cane, Khonshu statue, the slippers, were where the
Were the bullets struck?
were the bullets drugged?
I love the idea of like, you know, the idea of like a poison knife or something. Like,
Yeah.
the thing is that you're stabbing the brer. Like, you're giving him steel poisoning.
It's like the thing is like, oh, did you know nuclear bombs have an electromagnetic pulse that destroys, turns off any device that's
right.
like electronic. Yeah, but also they're destroyed.
It's so powerful. If one went off next to you, your brain would turn off.
It's like,
Okay.
forget the nuclear bomb
Yeah,
part though.
I feel like being atomized is also going to do the same thing.
So that's not the bit I'm worried about. Anyway, oh yeah, all the orderlies are knockoff cops. Oscar Isaac. Oh yeah, they were the cops, weren't they? You know the cops that came into his flat.
Oh, were
The woman and the man was the orderly.
Interesting.
But I guess that
I
all
didn't
plays
clock
into
that.
the psyche thing. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's into that psyche thing. Yeah, I get that. Okay, interesting.
Oscar Isaac hugging Oscar Isaac. Jake ? What the frick is that thing? I'm confused right now. Spectacular episode. Can't wait for this week. Do you know what I love the most about his consciousness streams? Is that there's very non-specific lines in all of them.
He's literally writing stuff as he sees it, and it's whatever he thinks at the time, with no context for what he's viewing.
It's just like, it's like, what the frick? To what? To what?
Presumably,
I love it though.
I feel like, because, you know, we're talking about it, I know what he's talking about each time.
Yeah.
Like where he says, he's got like, Jake ? That's seeing the thing.
Yeah.
And then, what the frick is that thing? That's when the hippo arrives.
Yeah.
But still, I would love some context.
Yeah.
But don't ever change.
Don't ever change.
Especially because he's the fricker that has to watch it.
And also, happy birthday to Car 56, by the way. I
Happy
know
birthday,
from our
bruv.
Discord server that's your birthday. Thank you very much for being there.
Ash says, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. The whole end part was so good, and it's what I love in any kind of media. Waking up in a mysterious place and having to put the clues together as to where you are. So cool. Also, I don't know if this was just me, but I really didn't like the weird Layla Steven romance thing they were doing. Like, the kiss just made me cringe a lot. Something about that really irks me. It's supposed to be super cringe.
What it is that it's like you watch porn because there's two hot people having sex.
Right.
Two dudes just going at
I
it.
was going to say something. I was gonna be like, yeah, two dudes, yeah.
But when you see like a hot person and like a nerd doing it, it's like, this is odd.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes, I feel you.
this is not what we wanted right now.
Gotta say, wish they didn't say there was a twist in episode 4 because who said there was a twist?
The director said it. It's so
What
dumb.
dickhead?
Like, came out episode 1 or episode 4's really got a good twist. You're gonna like. It's like, why would you say that?
Why would you ruin? I'm so glad I didn't know that because that would have ruined it for me. Because of that, this twist didn't surprise me nearly as much as it should have because the whole ep, I was waiting for a twist. At first, I thought the twist was Mark dying and the ep would end on that, which worried me because I didn't want it to just copy Loki's twist. Yeah, that's a good point. Really glad they didn't, and they went. Oh, really glad that they didn't, and that they went the route that they did. And how could I forget? Jake looks amazing. These freaking guys.
Oh, this one isn't edited, so what? Oh.
Because no, but look, he saw the other comments above.
I'm suspicious now.
Look. Freaking Diogo's comment was written at 9:30, yeah? And this comment comes in a full half an hour, almost 50 minutes later. So all he's done is read the other comments. It's definitely not.
If we're gonna I double down on it. This is definitely not Jake. If it turns out that Jake is this fucking hippo,
Also, I'm not going to be able to watch this episode. I'll die laughing. Imagine you're that crazy that you're like, I had my whole spiel about, oh yeah, Mark's trying to keep her safe. So to keep her safe, he takes all of his kind, nice things, all the bits that love her, and puts them into a whole separate personality. Also, there's a hippo.
Also, what would the explanation be? Imagine if they logically bring it out. It's like, well, actually,
Yeah,
it
the
was
most
just
dangerous animal Mark could think of. A hippo. Oh my days.
We look like such idiots no matter what happens now.
Jake looks amazing. They absolutely nailed the adaptation. I was worried it would look weird because it's a hippo and all.
Also, how can
It
you
looks
telling me
perfect.
there's a comic book somewhere where a fucking hippo just pops out? Oh, Jake!
Also, I feel like we would know about this.
You'd think it'd be one of those things you talk about.
Thrilled with that, he said. Despite the
Fucking
complaints I have, I
bastards.
love this episode. Very hyped for the next one. You're all cunts, and I know what you're doing.
They're trying to fuck with us.
Our brains are small and smooth, but they aren't that smooth.
Cryptic. Love this episode. Classic episode. Episode 4 plot twist. I'm happy to see our favorite mass murderer, New York cab driver, hippo Jake. Yeah.
These freaking guys. Oh my days.
But I'm not sure yet if the characterization will be as good as in the comics. Bit of a short review this time because it was just stellar and there's a lot more I could say. Other than that, hashtag Morbius sweep.
Fran says, gotta say that the mass murderer cabbie driver was perfectly portrayed. They're trolling us. They're tired.
Everyone
They just all lent into it. Half these bears haven't even freaking watched the show, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, the hippo's a bear." How have our lives come to this?
I don't know.
There's like 20 people trying to convince us a hippo's a dude named Jake who drives a New York cab.
Oh, my face hurts.
Oh my days. Ugh. I'm 100% confident that high-pitched voice killed those thugs in episode 3. This fully embraced some weird shit, but I loved it. Can't wait for next week's. For what's next?
Oh god. I
Oh.
hope that's the last of them because I can't survive another laughing like that. Which one are we on? Oh, tailgate.
Oh.
Tailgate says Arthur Harrow says Among Us in this episode, and I just know people are gonna make out of context clips of this. Then, yeah, I just burned you two with cursed knowledge about memes. Yeah, we're old people. We know some
true.
memes, but yeah, we go.
Adam said, "My boys did Jake Lockley dirty just running past him. See, aha! One, finally, a brother. Surely, because of that, we'll see him in the next episode, which will be pretty sick."
The reaction. Oh, I can't. There's got to be something in here, right? Surely.
I can't do it. Maybe this is the trick one, and he's making us think Jake's really a brer, and these guys aren't having us on. We just look really stupid. I wonder if the hippo god is an illusion of the god in Stephen and Mark's mind, or if she's actually the god who went into their mind for some reason, possibly to save them from Harrow. That could mean that she is the only god except Khonshu to believe him and wants to stop Harrow. Rorik, she was kind of like... She was the only one that was like, are you doing this? No. Maybe we should dig a little bit deeper.
Maybe we should check this out.
All right. One interesting thing is that this is apparently in the first Marvel appearance ever for the hippo. And unlike the other Egyptian gods, she's never been in the comics. Oh, I see.
Okay.
I don't know if that means she'll be unimportant or maybe even more important because of it. Hopefully she'll make Steven her new avatar so we get Hippo Knight.
Hippo Knight, yeah.
Because that would be 100 times better than this show. Fully agree. Also, what happened to the hot chick, though? The hot avatar. She was already there. Her first avatar.
Oh, yeah.
Although I guess she could be like, yo, I'm taking the power for you, giving it to these guys so they cannot die, and then I'll give it back.
Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
She's a god. She can do whatever she wants.
And what's this? FYI, the fans have gone back and discovered something really cool and interesting. Jake is going to have a unique theme next episode, and it's an orchestra rock version of this.
We'll have to watch that
Yeah.
later, I guess. Alpha Aquilale says...
Oh. It's the hippopotamus song.
He says I'm a hippopotamus, so he's playing a hippopotamus, so Jake has been confirmed.
There we go.
These guys.
And then a gif of a someone getting it, murdering someone, hitting someone in the head and then jumping in a taxi cab.
He said, coincidence, that tweet was posted the same day as episode 3's release when Jake was teased. I think not.
I'm not gonna lie, because it's the Tonight Show who posted
it. Oh my god, imagine if we thought they were having us on and it really is he's a hippopotamus.
I can't imagine a world that is true, but if that happens, I will have to convert to whatever religion next, because I'd have to convert to the Egyptian gods, because I'm wrong with what my beliefs are.
Right.
I will turn upside
I'm not going to be
down.
able to finish watching the episode. I'm going to die of laughter.
Please God, let it be Jake now.
And now I want it to be Jake. I want it to be Jake with just like a Mike Tyson voice. Hi guys. Hi. I'm just going to go here and murder all these people, okay?
Oh, fuck me. This is an episode and a half right here.
Mate, this is what I prefer about all of these shows. The best bit of all of these shows is coming here and chatting to you boys. Now, I will say, obviously, this has been the funniest one.
This has been for this one.
For more funny things like this, patreon.com/conversations.
Exactly. It's the only place you'll get that kind of stuff, really.
It's true. We have that much of a laugh. This is a normal thing over there. It's definitely not.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
Oh, bro. That was a really fucking good episode of Streamcast we recorded there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and all of your comments and trolls and whatever the fuck is going on here.
The worst thing is now I genuinely don't know.
I don't know. I'm stuck in the middle.
And that tweet has fucked me up.
Yeah.
That tweet's fucked me up because that really is a totally different thing. Think about it like this. God of Fertility comes to save them. Jake's wandering around the halls, beats up Fertility God, chucks her in the sarcophagus, steals her bikini.
It's like, hey, I'm the God of Fertility, yo.
Yeah, you can't prove otherwise. How else would a hippo be in here?
Why would a hippo be in here?
Crazy, right?
What, you think I'm one of your personalities? But I'm a hippo. How could I possibly be?
I'd have to be a hippo's personality. Don't be stupid.
I'm a cab driver. God. A mass murdering cab driver from New York.
I have time to be a third personality. I got a thriving cab business back in New York.
Where did the mass murdering cab driver part come from?
I don't know if maybe he actually is a cab driver, and then he's murdered like 50 people in the show so far. So
That's crazy.
I guess that is all
He
Jake.
just happens to be a cab driver, but also a mass murderer. You mean?
Yes.
So it's not actually he's a cab driver, and anyone pops in.
They've
kill.
gone. Oh, he's mass murdered in the show, comma cab driver.
Yeah.
Jake Lockley.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll catch you all in the next episode. Join us here next week for the episode 5, and
Hopefully
yeah.
it's as funny as this one was.
hopefully. See you guys all later. Go check out our links in the description to
Yep.
our other channel. All fun
Join
stuff
the
happening
Discord
over
and all
there.
that stuff.
All that good stuff. See you later, boys.
Bye, boys. Fucking hippo.
It's a hippo.
It's a hippo.
Oh, Jake.
It's me, guys. It's Jake.
Guys, you don't recognize me?
It's me. I've been keeping you safe with all the mercenaries.
It was a bit weird that time I held a knife because hippos don't have fucking hands. How did I hold it?